Podketeers.
And don't you know, it's like a heat wave. Like a heat wave.
I don't know.
The
Is that a song?
remix.
That's the remix. I didn't know Martha Reeves had a remix, but okay.
No?
We'll
It
go
sounds
with
like
then.
that. It sounds like that.
Now we know.
I don't know this song you're talking about. Is it hot where you is?
It is.
Oh.
So every day this week, the heat wave that
Fighting
hit
words.
it's gotten up to 112.
Right. It was like
Tomorrow-
106 today up where I am.
So right now, it is currently 92.
At late at night.
Yes.
The sun has set quite a while ago.
The sun set several hours ago, and it is in the lower 90s right now.
Let's see, what does mine
The
say?
humidity is fairly low, so it's
84.
for the most part it's been a dryish heat. I am scared because I just closed the window given the situation we had the last time we recorded, and I'm already feeling it. I'm not feeling comfortable right
Feeling
now.
hot.
But here, maybe what we have to do is, given the fact that we had so much D23 coverage, maybe we should make this a shorter episode. So we could
Absolutely.
just, you know
Well,
what I mean?
will try and keep my yap shut so you can then open your window again so it's not like all helicopter noises and kids playing and...
Well, I currently have a fan blowing right in my face, so I know I'm going to have some additional post-editing to do to try to filter that out.
It'll be fine. Hey, everybody, Heyzen's got a fan on because he's a caliente boy.
Because I'm human.
I mean, you have an excuse.
It's so hot in here, guys. It's
Yeah,
not even
keep
funny.
it on.
Oh, man.
by the way-
my AC set at like 75.
Shut up, Andrew.
It's okay. I understand. Our house is old, man. It's not in the amount of money it would take to prepare the house and get it fit for AC is so much that we're
Right.
basically like, just buy a new house.
Just throw this
Yeah.
one and
Just
start
throw this one away.
and start over.
Start over.
Break it down.
Hey, speaking of throwing things away and starting over, I want to quickly transition over to the 3D printing stuff for a little bit. So
Sure.
last week I talked about how Lanny Smoot convinced me to get a 3D printer,
Yes.
and that may or may not be true, but I'm gonna go with it because it makes me feel good. And the kids have been loving it because they've been prototyping. They've been using an app that's online called Tinkercad, which is
Okay.
basically like really simple shapes, and they've been putting all sorts of stuff together. So it's been super fun. I've been learning it as well. It's been great. There's so many things that people don't tell you when you start doing something like 3D printing, including how much filament goes to waste. Oh my gosh. But here's the positive,
Breathe.
right? I'm trying. I'm excited. I'm angry. I'm hungry. I'm
Yeah.
hot. I'm thirsty.
You
I
are
don't know. There's
inside
so
out too
much
right
going
now.
on. Seriously. Riley's got nothing on me right now. As you know, we talked about how for Teamboat Willie, we had made some of these, and if you donate $50, you get this as a gift, as a thank you from us for donating. We also have a larger version of this one, where if you donate $100, you get the larger version. This one's approximately 6 inches wide. The larger one is approximately 9 inches wide, so it gives you an idea. We're raising money to fight cancer, and we're participating as part of Walk for Hope, and that's why we're doing it. And as I've been practicing all this 3D printing, the Deadpool mask that I printed out also came up. And Jill sent me a message saying, what if you also put up the Deadpool helmet as another thing you can get if people donate?
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's actually a great idea.
Definitely.
So I think the number we arrived on was like 125, which is normally what I think people sell those types of helmets for that are 3D printed online. I did some going around to different places, and I saw that they can range anywhere from about $150 to $300, depending on the detail and depending on how many features the masks have and stuff. So $125, and it's yours if you want it. Unless you just want to give a donation, it's up to you. But
just remember, it's humongous.
It is slightly larger than a standard head will fit.
So it's more, it's
but it makes
for
for a great
display
prop.
only.
Yeah, it's more of a display piece than anything else. But as I've been playing around with the 3D printer, I thought it would be cool if not only were the name tags on our shirts, but if we had actual name tags.
Look at that.
Dude. Okay, so this is great, right? It turned out fantastic. I was super happy with it. But man, does it purge filament switching from color to color. And I know that there's a way to minimize that. I'm just not... I just don't know enough to be able to do that yet. So as I learn, I'm sure that it'll decrease. But by the way, you guys have one too, yo!
Yeah,
look at that.
thank you.
Yeah, buddy. And then I started pushing the limits, and I thought, no, and there is and then. Because this one's not colored, but I thought it would be cool if we kind of had a really big version of one.
You had that set to W for Wumbo.
This is like, oh, look, by the way.
You'd be like, look. Hazen likes making stuff, if you couldn't tell. He's
cool.
got a shirt with a little Funko of himself
so happy
on
this
it.
Turned out so
That
good.
is so cool.
He's got my hat and everything, see?
Yeah, that's you.
Look at this big old dork over here.
Anyway, this is actually the size of the cast member park badges.
Right.
And then I just thought it would be super fun to have one.
You should put it on a
in the
big chain
background.
and wear it like Flava Flav.
Oh, jeez.
Gosh. I figured that once I paint them and get it ready and stuff, that I could put it up on the wall. Don't worry, guys. I made you guys one too.
I'm so glad that at some point I'm going to be moving and having I just have this little corner here. What you see in the camera is basically what I got room-wise for all this stuff. I'll have a whole office to record in and have all of this. I'll have room for more stuff, hopefully soon.
Yes.
Once we move and remodeling things are done.
Yeah. Oh, and then someone asked me about the little stand that the plaques had. This is basically what it looks like. It's 3 pieces that I will include. You basically slot this on the back. You slot this one onto the opposite side. It sits on your desk, and then the little plaque just sits on the little base. So super simple, but now you have a little display piece. It comes with the little base.
Right, and if you're handy, you can take some command strips and mount it over your door or something.
Yes, you can.
Or
you could do that. Anyway, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the 3D printer. My kids are having a blast making a bunch of little toys. My youngest son, they play some game called Rec Room, and they have what's called, it looks like a glue gun, basically.
Okay.
But in the game, it's called a maker pen because they use it to create things. It's basically a 3D printing pen in the game.
Hey, they have them. You can buy those.
They do.
You could.
And he printed the maker pen. And it looks really good. I helped him paint it recently, and it looks really good. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun with this thing.
I need you to get me a print me one of those, the Rocktopus.
I'll print you one.
Yeah, dude. Not that I really want one. I just think it's a funny thing. That exists.
Right now, a lot of what I'm doing is just printing stuff just to learn, because every print is different, is what I'm seeing, and each one has its own challenges. Learning to support the prints so that they don't fall over if it's too hot. How hot it is right now has definitely also affected the printing process, and it has not made it easier. I found these little hooks as a free file that somebody uploaded out of the goodness of their heart, and it's supposed to allow you to mount a set of ears, and it also has a hook for a loungefly. And this is the actual size of that. Now, I could resize it, but I decided to just recreate the entire thing with a heftier hook and a bigger thing. I don't have it here. It's with the other print.
I've seen it, but it looks like it's heavy duty.
It is. I thought I had it near. Oh, I do have it nearby. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So this is the original one. Again, it's a great design, but it does not hold up a loungefly. And so I recreated it from scratch, and this is the new version that I made.
Look at that.
So when you look at the two hooks side by side, I may redo this. I think it's too arched. I may open it up a little bit, but
you made it deeper too, right? So it would the poofing.
So if you look at this, I also made this deeper so that if you have the poofy ears with all the little padding and stuff, it sits better on there. This one also only has one hole for a screw. My design has two to make sure that it can really hold up the loungefly and the. So I don't know. I think we're gonna get to a point where I might make random things like this and just send it out to people for free, especially members of the FGP Squad.
Right.
Because I know that members of the FGP Squad have things like Mickey ears and have things like loungeflies that they would want to display, right? And, as a thank you for being a part of the FGP Squad, I'm just going to start sending you random things like this, especially as I test more things and I get to play with more items. So expect random stuff.
Yay, stuff. I love stuff.
I love stuff too.
Who doesn't?
Let's see. So Teamboat Willie, make sure that you check it out if you're interested in donating. We're trying to raise money to help conquer cancer because cancer sucks, and we just want to get to a point where we don't have to worry about that in the world. So teamboatwillie.com, you'll find our link to our Walk for Hope page. Walk for Hope is actually coming up really soon. But we'll be able to continue fundraising for the next few weeks as part of it. So all the stuff that we have, even though Walk for Hope will have been done by the time the next episode comes out, the plaques and all the stuff that we have said we're going to give away, they're still going to be up for grabs. And then whatever's left over, we'll just hold on to it and then give it away as part of our next fundraiser, which we've done in the past as well. And then hopefully the next time we'll be able to do the actual auctions like we've done once we have a little bit more time to spare. Let's see. I just want to pivot a little bit because over on Discord we were talking, FGP Squad member Anita, longtime friend, posted about the Hollywood Bowl doing the Infinity Saga. And I've mentioned before that I like the Hollywood Bowl, especially given that I'm still, being fairly COVID cautious because of all the things that I've gone through. So the Hollywood Bowl is a great venue, right? Because it's open air and the acoustics are fantastic in the little alcove that it's in. And this Infinity Saga concert came up, and I thought, man, I would love to go, but Lanny Smoot convinced me to buy a 3D printer. So I would love to do both, but I couldn't. And I was watching clips from it, and oh man, when they did the portal scene, I commented on Discord that I knew that if I saw the portal scene live, I was gonna get all like glassy-eyed and stuff. Sure enough, man, people are posting it on TikTok, and they get to that part, and it's like the music is escalating, dun 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 dun. Assemble, dun 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 dun. Everybody's like, yeah, at the Hollywood Bowl. I'm so tired now.
took a lot out of you. Just
it did
doing
take
the
a lot out of me,
scream and the trumpet.
but it was so good, and it was so that scene, man, is so impactful, and it's just so damn good. And then on top of it, at the end of the presentation, Michael Giacchino runs out, right? He's like, hey, wait, hold on. I got like one more thing for you. Hold on a second. And he turns around and he's wearing like a jacket or a shirt that's got the big Fantastic Four logo on the back. And then he hands over to the conductor like a piece of sheet music. And it is the score for Fantastic Four. Like it is like the opening title music. So the people that were at the bowl for this Infinity Saga show got a chance to preview some of the music from Fantastic Four. I was like, dude, it sounds so good. Like Michael Giacchino is just so damn good. Michael Giacchino is like on the way to becoming just as iconic as John Williams. Like he's on the way, man. Like he's like so many great songs. Anyway, if you had an opportunity to go, let me know how else it went. If anybody else went crazy, like I said, unfortunately, as much as I would have wanted to go, it just was not written in the stars for me to be there for something like that this time around. But it looks so good. I know Burton's coming up. They got Nightmare in a month.
All the time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's so many good things happening at the Hollywood Bowl. Anyway. We're approximately half an hour into recording right now, so let me break real quick and thank a very special group of listeners before we continue.
Absolutely.
Known as the FGP Squad, our podcast, Fairy Godparents, because it is their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. If you want more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon, some information about what the FGP Squad is all about. But, of course, you can always reach out to us if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks, like access to discount codes for new Podketeers gear, additional content that we've uploaded to Patreon, special section of Discord, random giveaways, like what I was talking about earlier, just getting random stuff that I'm going to be 3D printing going forward, and more. So, again, Podketeers.com/FGP is where you want to go if you want more information. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Speaking of links, Podketeers.com/links is where you want to go for some of our most requested links, including our latest episode, the Quizneyland playlist, a link to anything we're currently raising money for with Team Boat Willie. Currently, it is Walk for Hope as we try to conquer cancer. You'll also find a link to our YouTube channel and Larry's YouTube channel, Goofy Guys Adventures. Make sure that you subscribe to those. You'll also find a link to our Armchair Imagineering playlist. So podketeers.com/links is where you want to go in case you want quick access to anything that we're currently talking about, promoting, again, latest episodes, all that good stuff. All right. Let's see, what do I have on my list here? Oh,
You mentioned Burton.
I did mention Burton.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out.
So, well, actually, you sent this to us in
Little
the text
Timmy
chain.
B.
Yeah, Timmy B. I'm going to call him
B?
that from now on.
That's our good old pal, Timmy B.
Little Timmy B.
Oh,
Timmy B.
Why don't you tell us what's happening with Timmy B?
sure. I'll let you know what's going on with Timmy B. That's our new nickname to him. We love you, Timmy. All right. So, actually, it was this Monday. It was just the beginning of the week. Tim Burton got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yay!
Woohoo.
Well deserved, finally. It's about, I want to say 30 something years since his first film, which was Batman. But then beforehand, unless you want to
Pee-wee's
count.
Big Adventure.
Yes, thank you. Shame on me. Or I was going to say Vincent. Because
His short
Vincent
film,
was kind
Vincent.
of, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, if not, no, I think I was just so excited that I'm like,
That's okay.
blah, 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 blah. And it's probably because I saw a picture of who was there and who was there.
Batman?
Batman. So yes, my brain just went.
Just like
brain
a
just went
Batman,
there.
or Michael Keaton was there?
He's Batman.
He is
Well, I know,
Batman.
but like, was there a man dressed as Batman, or was there
No.
Michael Keaton was there?
So it
Michael
wasn't
Keaton
like
was
there.
Hollywood Boulevard Batman.
They didn't have like costume
No.
characters of
where
Batman
he
and
where he looked like the
Beetlejuice and
scraps of Party City, right?
Right.
No.
I'm not
Yeah.
wearing hockey pads.
Hey, back. Sorry, pivot to the 3D printing. Should I print a Batman or a Moon Knight mask? Since we're always like Moon Knight or Batman, I can't do it right now.
Maybe Batman first.
Batman will probably look better because Moon Knight is like fabric, right?
Yeah.
But it might still work. I don't
But
know.
technically, so is Deadpool, and I built.
Well,
a
there you
whole
go. Okay.
Hard old. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Do it.
Maybe let our listeners vote.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to doing both, but if y'all want to vote and tell me which one I should do next, sure. Moon Knight
I
or
vote
Batman?
for Barney.
Oh gosh. no.
Rubble or the dinosaur?
You pick. Stinson.
Dude, oh my god. I have a story about Barney. I can mention it on the podcast, but I
Which
got a story
Barney?
about
Barney
the dinosaur.
Stinson,
No,
Barney-
Barney
oh,
the
Barney the
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
You want to hear it real
Oh
quick?
jeez.
Sure, why not?
Sure.
So I'm scrolling through TikTok, right? And this dude comes up on my FYP. He's all like, I just found out that I'm friends with Barney the dinosaur. And I'm like, what? And so apparently I didn't know this because I have like my, like the stuff doesn't pull from my contacts. Like the Podketeers account and stuff on TikTok isn't set to like add all my contacts.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently if you allow TikTok to do that, it will pull your contacts in and tell you what their accounts are on TikTok so you can add
Sure.
them. And one of the accounts that this guy saw when it pulled in the phone numbers is the
No.
official Barney the Dinosaur account. And so he can't figure out who it is. And he's like, I want to figure out who it is, but I have like 400 plus contacts in my phone. And so I'm like, well, is there like an easy way to figure this out? And I'm thinking like, can he like add 50 at a time or something and see what pops up?
Right.
Like now I'm invested. I want to know if he ever figures out like which one of his friends or family is the official Barney the Dinosaur account. But it just so caught me off guard. And especially right now that you brought it up, I was like, oh my God, this is like, what is happening with Barney the Dinosaur right now?
Well, one thing he could do is he could send everybody a little message of a purple heart with a dinosaur, because that does exist emoji-wise.
So he
go.
mentioned that he texted the account and all they responded with was a happy face or something like that, like an emoji.
No.
Yeah,
So
like they won't
they're
reveal
on it.
who they are.
They're joking with him.
Yeah, like they responded to one of like the post that he said like somebody I know is Barney the Dinosaur, and it was just an emoji or something like that. So now they're trolling him, and now I'm invested. I want to I want to know if this guy ever figures out who he knows that's Barney the Dinosaur.
That's
So anyway,
creepy.
I know that was a horrible pivot, but I just thought it was funny since you mentioned Barney.
I mean, it makes sense because, creepy, weird, and all that stuff, it's all in the same realm. So
Oh yeah,
it works.
Yeah.
It totally works.
Totally.
There's one little thing that I thought that was really cool, and I think you'll appreciate this, Heyzen. Okay, so his star is actually located in front of I think it's called Hollywood's Toys and Costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I looked up a little quickly about it and stuff, and then learned that this place, of course, they have Halloween costumes and stuff, but they house a magic shop that was from Hollywood. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you would like this. There's a little connection.
I know where they are too.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go. I didn't frequent that magic shop when I was like more into magic. I would actually go to a different shop called the Magic Apple. Shout out to the Magic Apple in Brent up in Hollywood. But I know of this other shop as well. They were a little further down Hollywood Boulevard, but that's cool. Now the excuse would be like, oh, I'm just going to see Timmy B's star.
Timmy
Of course.
B.
And then, end up buying magic or cards or something. That's cool. I mean, this is all Beetlejuice, releases this week, right?
I think
Yeah.
This
today
Friday.
we're recording. I think it's like preview day or something.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool, cool,
maybe I remember
No,
looking
you're
for
right.
tickets.
You're right, because I started seeing people post about it. I'm like, shh.
Yeah. I knew.
I mean, reviews are in already, and Rotten Tomatoes says 77%, but certified fresh. 87% from the
I love that.
viewers.
Yeah.
So
Can I tell you what I've loved the most about the press tour for Beetlejuice? Is I don't know if it's just because I'm a big Winona Ryder fan. Like I've been a fan of hers since like Edward Scissorhands, probably before that. But like all the interviews where she's with Jenna Ortega, they just there's this love and this admiration between the two of them that is so clear in their interviews that it's so wholesome and it's so like beautiful to see. Like Jenna speaks and like she turns to look at Jenna and she has this like motherly, I'm so proud of you look on her face all the time. It's like, I don't know. Every interview that I've seen them together, it's made me feel nice inside.
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel good that like, it just feels, I don't know. It's so.
Have you seen the clip of them where the paparazzi were trying to tell Winona to take off her glasses?
No.
And Jenna stopped her. She goes, "No, you don't have to." And
oh,
she
that was
like, okay.
that was the account that has the person that's reading their lips.
Huh?
Have you there's an account that like oh yeah, there's a person on Instagram or TikTok or whatever that is like knows how to read lips.
But it
so-
looked like it. Like when
No,
she
they're
had said
saying,
that.
but I'm saying that's what they're saying, and so that, it
Oh.
was like she was being nice, and like
Got
you know,
it.
it just shows like you know she was being nice and like oh yeah, like you know you don't have to take those off, it's fine, because she says something like oh I don't have you know my eyes are watery or something. I don't know exactly what she said. She's like you don't have to. It was like a very
Yeah.
nice like
She was being
like you said
protective of her.
mother daughter
Yeah.
kind of thing or
That's
something.
cool, man. That's
It was
I mean,
really
I'm telling
wholesome.
you. Yeah,
They must
those
have had a
interviews.
nice connection on the set of Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's also fairly serendipitous for me. I figured something like this would have happened, but guess what's coming out on Friday?
A blanket.
Yeah. Blanket.
Stripey
no.
blanket.
There is
Oh, it's a box.
new set of playing cards. This
Nice.
is the tuck box, or at least a preview, and then here is the preview of one of the cards in the deck that's coming.
It's got Beetlejuice's eyes all
It
bulged
does,
out.
all over
Big
the
old long
place.
tongue.
Yeah, it's like tongue to tongue.
Yeah, it's just the tongues are
like-
connected. That's
That is
kind
the weirdest. Anyway,
It's pretty.
probably not something.
So
we would
can
be
you
talking
pre-order
about on
those?
this
Are those
one.
on pre-order already, Heyzen?
No, they release tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow, sometime.
Makes
this
sense.
week. Yeah. I'll probably wait a week or two to get them. But yeah,
Sure.
they're on my list.
Nice.
I have to wait because here, listen, I love Theory 11. I love the fact that they have like all these decks and stuff. I just bought one of the Deadpool decks that they released. The one thing I don't like about Theory 11 is that their shipping costs are astronomical compared to other companies. And I had a gift card that I got for Christmas that I was I was saving to buy something with. And I was going to buy a new box set that they just released with Shepard Fairey.
No.
He did the Obey Giant, and he's done all those like posters for like Barack Obama and like the Hope posters and stuff like that. He recently did one for Kamala Harris's campaign. Well, Shepard Fairey, they released a limited edition box set of the Obey playing cards, like with the giant and everything on there. And I was going to use my gift card, but it was like $100 for the box set, so I opted not to do that. Instead, I bought like the Deadpool deck and a couple of other decks that I didn't yet own. And even though I had a $50 gift card, it was still an additional $40 in shipping and taxes and the additional
Ew.
costs for the decks.
Wow.
And it's part of the reason I don't order very frequently from Theory 11 themselves. I try to order from other places. Target, Walmart usually carries some of the Theory 11 decks, which you can get obviously cheaper because there's no shipping. The one thing that's bad is that as a collector, those cards get dinged up pretty bad, and so the corners get all jacked up, and it's bad. But I will eventually be getting the Beetlejuice cards. I just thought it was funny since we were talking about it. I was like, yeah,
I went digging for. I thought so. I have these, and I thought they were playing cards, but they are, they're like poster card. They're like images from the movie.
Like
Beetlejuice.
shots from the movie.
Yeah, like there's a poster. They're like some of them are like production, like photos. Some are photos from the movie. You can't really.
I
see
love
some
how
of
you're
these.
so calm about this. I would be like hyped up to share.
I've had them for I don't know, quite a while. They've just been sitting here. They are made in 2001
Wow.
by NECA. I've not had them that long. I probably got them around 2014 or something like that. But they've just been sitting here. I don't know if I ever opened them. And the backs have like a little description of. It's
okay.
like it
I
has
have cards like that.
It has like the story of the movie. So if I read all 24
Yeah.
cards, I can tell it's like a little storybook.
That's cool.
It starts
really
with like
cool. I
Adam and
that.
Barbara Maitland are spending their vacation at home, refinishing their antique country house. You know that, and then it ends with Lydia is now a happy student at Mrs. Shannon's School for Girls. An A on her math test earns her a flying Calypso number, complete with the entire frontline football team of deceased football players as her backup singers. Anyway, so that it goes on.
I like it.
And then the last card is credits.
That's
Alec
funny.
Baldwin, Adam Maitland.
I like it.
Anyway,
Let's see. So Tim Burton, Walk of Fame, Beetlejuice, spooky. I want to talk about some other spooky stuff that we got.
we should say it like this.
Before we spooky. Before we move on to more spooky stuff, I want to pivot a little bit to funny stuff because this was fairly random.
So random.
I know I've mentioned to you in the past that I'm a fan of the show Hot Ones on YouTube. It's a First We Feast show, and usually they have, if you're not familiar with the concept, Hot Ones basically has on different celebrities, and they have 10
come
chicken
over to
wings
Hazen's
or
house
like cauliflower or something like
where
that.
the air conditioner's not on.
Exactly.
And they sit around.
And they sit around and they sweat,
this is a
right?
hot one.
That's, if they can last 10 minutes, then they win.
Right. No, it's chicken wings.
Exactly. But no, they have 10 chicken wings, and they have 10 different hot sauces, and each hot sauce gets progressively hotter. And they have 2 hot sauces in particular that are really big on the show. One is called the Bomb, which is absolute acid, and then they usually have like whatever their current flavor is as the 10th wing. They call it the Last Dab, and it's usually like 40 million on the Scoville scale. I don't know what it is exactly, but
100 billion Scoville.
Scoville. And
Mr. Powers.
the random part of this, and what caught me by surprise, is that Donald Duck was a guest on Hot Ones.
Interesting.
Right.
I remember seeing the promo and the announcement that this was going to happen. Disney actually posted this on their official accounts, and I thought, well, that's going to be interesting. Is it just going to be like Tony talking like him? Is it really going to be Donald? Like, what is it
Right.
going to be?
That's what I
It was
thought too.
actually Donald.
Like animated Donald was sitting
Animated
there
Donald.
with
Here.
whoever the heck the host is of Hot Ones.
Yes.
Steve or something. I don't know
No,
what
his name is not Steve.
Baldy Baldman.
No.
Chris Blobberson.
I'm trying to bring it in.
Jeffrey Langston. Christopher Belfort.
No. All right, look here.
James.
I got the video. All right, ready? All right, check this out.
This still
Can you
doesn't
hear
tell
it?
me what his name is. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Sean Evans, by the way.
Ah, I was close.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching
that's
Hot Ones. It's
Bob
the show with hot
Langston.
questions and even
He's
hotter
lying.
wings. And today we're joined by Donald Duck. He's an icon of the American cinema. You've seen him in films and on television in a variety of roles, and his distinctive delivery makes every appearance unique and unforgettable. He's also celebrating a major milestone birthday, 90 years of Wisecracking.
Old.
It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Donald Duck.
Thank you. You're too kind, but I do deserve it. Thank you.
Donald,
I
did you know
love
that you
it.
have the same birthday, June 9th, as Michael J. Fox and Natalie Portman? Never
I
mind.
love that.
Let's move on. And I understand that your longtime girlfriend, Daisy, she's the one who put you up to this, right?
Well, no. We were watching Hot Ones and she said,
The eyelashes were the best.
And here you are to take on the Hot Ones challenge. We've curated a very special lineup of 5 sauces for you
Okay,
today.
can I
which
just
means
pause this for a
very steep
second?
Ramp up, Don.
So every season of Hot Ones, they have different hot sauces that they gather from all across the country, sometimes around the world. I don't know if these hot sauces were specifically just labels that they made for the show, but if these are actual hot sauces I can buy somewhere, I want to buy these. Like
Right.
even as a collector's item, like I'll eat the hot sauce, but I want these bottles. Look how
Right.
great they look.
I'm pretty
They
sure they
are.
are just rebranded other bottles based on what I've seen online, because I did some little digging, but it would be cool if they sold them, or at least one of them.
I mean,
It's kind of sad that they don't. Missed
Burn a
opportunity.
barbecue.
it's a box set of 5 ready to go right there. Like, just
Right.
sell the box. I don't know. That was disappointing.
Right.
Donald, I notice you have your cauliflower wings on that side of the table, but no water or milk to help you out?
Typical Donald.
I'll show you.
And I see your pal Mickey waiting over here in the wings for moral support.
Hiya.
He thinks I'll get into trouble. Fool. He thinks I'm a hothead. But I'm cool, man. Cool.
But I'm cool, man. Cool.
Besides, I didn't in the ground.
All right, Donald, are you ready to get started?
That Hades hot sauce, man. It looks so great. All right, well, we're not going to play the rest of the episode. We'll leave a link for it if you want to check it out. First We Feast, Hot Ones, featuring Donald Duck. Again, it's... Dude, that's so good.
I can only just make the noise. I can't talk.
It's so good. You know, celebrating 90 years, obviously it is a milestone, but the fact that they chose this like pop culture thing to integrate Donald into versus doing the standard Disney type of thing to
Sure.
celebrate it, or doing something in the parks, or doing something like on, you know, an official Disney account. This is a bit of a departure from how they normally celebrate milestones like this. I kind of like this. I like the fact that they're
Right.
dipping into other pop culture stuff.
Well, they did do in Tokyo Disneyland, they did do Donald Duck Quacky Duck City for Donald's 90th, but that we didn't really hear about. It was like a week-long thing.
But are you surprised that a
Quacky
park
Ducks-
overseas did something cool?
I know, it's called Quacky Duck City. Anyway, what I noticed about this, there's some behind-the-scenes things. I can't remember where I found it, but there was like a thing with Eric Goldberg where all that was hand-animated, the hand-drawn animation for all of the Hot Ones
Nice.
thing. I don't know if it was all done by him or if he did, you know, the key cells or whatever, but that was all hand-drawn animation for Donald. And I'm assuming Mickey as well. And then I guess Tony Anselmo was on set doing the interview sort of thing live. And then they had people, they showed like the green screen of like the person picking up the wing and dipping it in the sauce and moving it. And then, you know, then they would animate over top of it sort of thing.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I have
That's
to find
cool.
that video somewhere, but it was interesting.
That's awesome. Yeah, if when you find it, or if you find it, make sure send it to me so we can post it over on or post it
Yes.
on Discord. That way we can add it as a companion video for this episode. But that's awesome. I just thought it was super cool. I love when Disney steps out. I guess when we were talking about D23 and we were talking about our pal Joshua and all his sweaters, the fact that they put themselves in this like awkward, what some may see as uncomfortable position with Deadpool and all the jabs that Deadpool was doing on stage towards the Disney company and towards Joshua, during the presentation. It feels like we're entering like a new era in how Disney is communicating to fans. Like they're leaving the Disney bubble a little bit, and in a way that's great, but it's also kind of scary because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people go to Disney. I know I used to go to Disney a lot, like the parks a lot, to escape from reality, to be in the bubble, to be out, keep the outside world from driving me nuts. And if you do too much of this, do you think that they're in danger of tarnishing what's inside the bubble, like that feeling? Because I know in the last 4 years, there's a lot of people that already feel like it's not as magical as it used to be, especially with all the DAS things that have been happening over the last couple of months.
Right. It's I don't know. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for the Walt Disney Company, I guess. I don't know.
It seems different, right?
Yeah, I think they're just throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Like, hey, maybe Hot Ones is the thing that's gonna be good. Maybe it's Quacky Duck City. Maybe it's Wish. Maybe it's, I don't know. There's trying stuff. They're just, as the kids say, they're vibing. They're doing some kind
I
of
was
stuff.
gonna say that's pretty much it. Like they're probably trying to just market out to the younger generation. The younger generation, they're more, I want to say they're more open to things. So maybe Disney is going the non-traditional route and trying to get to them.
Disney X Hot Ones. Disney X. I don't know. What are the kids like?
They already do a bunch of brand deals that are Disney
Right.
X something, right? So
Disney
like
X
Disney X
Janko.
bicycle cards. Like what's the really expensive bags? The
Birkin.
Dooney and Burke.
Dooney
like,
and Burke.
Disney X Dooney and Burke. Like so they have all these big brand deals, right?
Right.
So I think this is
X
just an
group.
expansion of that, and like you said, Mel, it's just trying to reach a different demographic, which fits what they're doing in the parks as well. With all, like we talked about the changes that are happening at Walt Disney World with the removal of the Rivers of America and bringing in cars and these other attractions that their younger demographics are more familiar with, and their kids at some point will be more familiar with. Right, rather than something like Tom Sawyer's Island, right? So it kind of makes sense that that they're moving in that direction. So like I said, I'm for it. This one caught me by surprise, but I think it was well executed and it was funny.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a shorter episode. They tend to be like 20, 25-minute long episodes. This was like 6 minutes long,
Right.
7 minutes, especially if it was all hand-drawn. That's a lot of animation, so
Right.
I can understand why it was shorter, but I liked it. Check it out. We'll post it over on Discord so you can see the entire episode. It was pretty
Right.
funny. I liked it.
Spooky.
Yeah, let's jump to spooky. Let's jump to spooky.
There's a Mater
Oh.
popcorn bucket that's really spooky.
Wait.
I'm just bringing that up. Okay.
So we will talk about spooky, but there are two
Okay.
other characters that Mel brought up that are now gonna be at DCA. Mel,
yes.
do you want to talk about them before we jump into
Yeah.
spooky characters?
I wanna talk some more.
It's a nice relaxing one for me. I'll take a nap over here.
I got this. So Disneyland is getting, or actually I should say Disneyland Resort is getting, we're getting 2 more sisters. Maribel's sisters, we're getting Isabella and Luisa. Now, I sent you guys this link and the picture and a reel. because I'm so excited and happy that there's different heights, different builds. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's someone who's not just the fairy godmother that I could dress up as. And I'm sorry to say it like that. I'm just happy. Like, this is awesome. And not just that, who Luisa is and who Isabella is I think I'm more excited about Luisa because she represents a lot of characteristics, like the older child, the child that had to take care of everybody, the strongest one. And in this case, she's a big girl. And we don't see a lot of that. And she's Latina. Like, it's just so many things, which is pretty awesome.
Right.
Isabella brings out, the princessy, the beautiful thing, like all those kind of feelings. And it's like you get two completely different, like, personalities, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
Well, it's not very often that you get these in-park characters that aren't either the main character or the main villain.
Yes,
like it's very
that too.
or the sidekick. These are kind of just, they're definitely not the main characters. They're secondary characters, but the movie is very more like ensemble-y than a lot of other Disney like movies are. So it just feels really appropriate to have, instead of having the evil grandma, we have the sisters, which is good, and it gives, kids people to look up to, and familiar faces that aren't, the old standards that we've been seeing in the parks for so long already.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I understand the whole, like, who you could dress up as. The really great thing about how I would normally dress to the park is because since I'm always usually in black, I throw in a little bit red. It's like, boom, Kylo Ren, right? It's super easy. I don't have to, like, try really hard. Because
Orange Tigger.
If I really tried, like, if all we went by was, like, body shape, I'm more like the Mickey Pumpkin on Main Street.
Oh,
so
jeez.
we just, not a lot of options are available,
right?
So I totally get it. I understand. What you're saying.
We saw sympathize, Heyzen.
So I love the diversity. I love the fact that, like you said, that they are bringing in all these different faces. Encanto's such a great film, like, to show the diversity of a family and how from one person to the next, even if you grow up in the same household, how different you could all be.
Right.
And it's wonderful to see that being brought into the Disney parks. And I want to see the interactions. I've seen a couple of pictures, but I haven't seen videos of them interacting in the park yet. I want to see how they interact, because one thing that we know that Disney does really well with these characters is the story that they put into it and the mannerisms of the characters and how they interact with people in, like, sorry to break the magic, but as the character, right? Like, like what they bring as them to real life, or IRL, if we want to be hip.
I don't know if IRL is hip, Heyzen. That was like a thing
10 years
15
ago.
years ago. Yeah.
So, yeah. There you go.
Hey, I just discovered I felt like an old person. So I started a new job recently, and this is the first job I've ever used that uses Teams. And so I was on Teams, messaging with somebody, and then they put a GIF in there. I say GIF, that's fine. And I was like, wait a minute, you can put that in here? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh no, now I'm in trouble. And we're just talking about, this just feels like, instant messenger days and all this stuff, and reminiscing about being on all the different instant messenger apps and everything.
If it makes you feel better, Teams just added that feature not too long ago. So
Well,
there you go.
it wasn't even available for very
Also,
long.
I found
so.
the most useless one so far was there's just a GIF of it just says Disney Plus on Hulu. Disney Plus on Hulu. I'm like, what? What does anybody need to use this? So that's going to be my sign off every time. Is now just Disney Plus on Hulu.
Can I make a quick
Melissa
correction?
found something about what'd you find? They're already there.
No, about
What are we talking-
no. I was okay. So I had started saying that it was going to be Disneyland. And I thought Disney Resort. It's actually Disneyland that they're going to be at.
Okay.
So
Like
I was like,
Frontierland?
let me catch it right now before this goes out. But
there
they'll
Did they
be
say
at
anywhere
Frontierland?
specifically?
Frontierland. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. Wait,
Yep.
didn't they have? Oh no, that's Coco.
No, they had the Mirabelle one over there too. In the, they had
DCA?
in DCA. What you're gonna say, Hazen, in the old PT Flea building
Yeah.
that's over there. They had that. I think that's the last time I was there. It was still set up with all the door like looking poster things and inside of there. So I don't know if they might just be. I don't know if it's just moved over because of Halloween or
That would
what.
make sense. Trying to balance out the crowds a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so who do you think is gonna be next? If they brought the sisters, if they brought Luisa and Isabella, who do you think is next? If I choose, I already know who I think is gonna be next.
Well, like here's the thing. Like they had Bruno.
Don't
at,
talk about him.
But they had Bruno at the
Oogie Boogie Bash.
Oogie
right?
Boogie Bash
Last year.
but not anywhere else. Like
Right.
not as just a walk around character. That seems to be like the next logical step.
I think it's going to be Antonio.
But how do
I
you
was
do
thinking about
that
him.
with like he's so like a
If he
little
looks
kid?
If he looks like
he's
Miguel,
he's like 7.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they could figure out how to get somebody to look like.
Like the Miguel with the
child.
puppet Miguel?
yeah.
No, I
No,
would
no,
think
no.
it would be a face
When-
character.
When he's in the mariachi gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more
With
along the
with
lines
the
of what I
hard
was
plastic
thinking.
face.
Yeah.
But that would be so weird because everybody else is just like
know.
a human face.
But I could see.
What about
him.
Mean Grandma? What about
No.
I don't remember anybody else in that movie. There's nobody
Pepita
else, right?
Would be dramatic.
Yeah.
How about the
Yeah.
mom?
The mom would be good. I mean, I
I
guess
don't know.
the-
I've only saw the movie once. I'm
I
sorry.
guess the only reason I say Antonio, and I didn't say Bruno, obviously, because I do remember that he was part of Oogie Boogie Bash, but Antonio plays such a big role in the film as well, and he's so, like, he's such a big part of Mirabelle's storyline, and with the addition of the story that's going over at Walt Disney World for the new Encanto attraction, I feel like his character makes sense to debut as a character in the parks as well.
Adventureland.
Yeah,
Because,
with
I mean,
the animals makes sense.
that and let's say, I mean, why can't, if they were, I mean, it may be extra, but Rosita's back there at the tropical hideaway, and it's like, put another prop of a bird or whatever. You got the jungle scene behind you.
Antonio's supposed to be 5 years old, just so. for
Well,
some
not in the
context.
parks. Not in the
Not in the
parks.
parks. He's 37.
You can't be part of a union at 5, so not in the parks.
Nope.
Right.
What if instead of Jingle Cruise, they figured out a way to make it Encanto themed, and Antonio was with the animals throughout the attraction? It was
I
like
like that.
a overlay for Halloween or Christmas or something.
All right. I found who it's going to be. It's going to be this character named Mariano Guzman.
Who's that?
No idea, but apparently it's a person in the movie.
Is that one of the guys that's supposed to marry Isabella?
Mariano is proposing to Isabella.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. That's who's going to be next.
Okay, yeah.
Really?
I mean, he was a key.
I don't know.
character,
There's
sure.
like other sisters, right, or something, or cousins. There's this Dolores person.
Dolores
There's
was
this.
fun. If they,
Right.
I mean, if they could figure out a way to do like all the effects and everything, it would be awesome to have her as a character in the park.
Boom. There's Wilmer Valderrama, the dad. Well, he voiced it anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
He would be
I
fun. He
just-
looks like a silly dad.
And I think they can pull Antonio off with a little show, because if they do marionettes of animals like they did Miguel's, then what they could do is have a whole little walking show of him talking to the animals and playing with them. And, I think there's a lot of potential with having him as the next face character from the film. But the fact that now Luisa and Isabella are there is pretty fantastic. I love the fact that they brought them in.
So here's the order. When I looked up Encanto characters, this is the order that they come up in. So I'm assuming this is just like Google. So I'm assuming this is by popularity.
It's pronounced Google.
Google. Michael Google says Mirabel, Isabella, Luisa, Bruno, Dolores, Camilo, Peppa, Antonio.
I could
So you
see an
got-
entire show of Camilo
I
just singing
said
around and
that.
dancing and...
Man, I gotta watch this movie again. I don't remember
Wrong Pixar.
anything.
Wrong character.
It's all right. I mean, I understood who you meant, so it's all
right,
good.
cool.
I totally understood. Yeah, I mean, until you said it right now, I didn't realize the name, but I got you.
I was like,
Trust me, we all
once an
knew.
Alibri.
We all knew. We all knew. All right. Well, for everyone listening and watching, who would you like to see next if they brought another Encanto character into the park as part of the family Madrigal doing their thing over
And
at
why
California
is it
Adventure?
Mariano Guzman?
And why is it Antonio? Okay, so we were talking about villains and the grandma
And the
and
Mater popcorn bucket.
and
By the
Mater
way, there's
popcorn
a
bucket.
Mater popcorn bucket. Vampire
so
Mater.
let's
That's
talk a
literally
little
all I
Oogie
want to
Boogie
say
Bash.
about it.
Let's talk a little Oogie Boogie Bash. Why don't you bring up the that and the other popcorn buckets?
So there's a Mater popcorn bucket. I really like. I'm not a huge fan of cars, but I am a fan of Vampire Mater. This is the only thing of Vampire Mater that I know that exists, which is this little toy from the Cars 2, I think. And now there's a Mater Vampire popcorn bucket that I will be buying when I go to Disneyland in a couple of weeks. What are the other ones, Melissa? It is
Scary
Stitch
Teddy.
as a vampire
Oh,
and
yes.
Scary Teddy. And
like
there's
the Scary
probably,
Teddy
let's
one.
see.
Oh, and there's
Disney-
one of Mickey. There's one
that
of
the
Mickey in a,
Standard
in a
Mickey
pumpkin.
vampire? Oh, it's a
No.
pumpkin this time.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah, Mickey he's popping out of a jack-o'-lantern with candy. He's kind of wearing the jack-o'-lantern like suspenders, like an old-timey hobo with a barrel. Yeah, then there's Mater popcorn, Mater vampire. Yes, and there is a Minnie as Winifred Sanderson.
Oh, that was from last year, I
Um,
believe, or the year before.
Well, maybe they must have brought it back because this says 2024 current offerings. Stitch as a vampire, and he's got a little pumpkin. And we got our Hatbox Ghost Sipper is back as well.
Yay!
Or is he a sipper or is he a...
He's a
No, he's a
sipper.
popcorn... Wait.
No, he's a sipper.
Sipper.
Sipper. Okay.
Yeah. The Mickey Pumpkin one looks pretty cool.
Right. And then there is an ice cream bucket that apparently is also out right now, where it's like a little ice cream truck, but you get ice cream in it. I'm assuming that's at it's like Gibson Girl and Clarabelle's.
I like
Um,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
this Mater
anyway-
popcorn bucket is pretty cool, man.
I want this Mater popcorn bucket. That's all I have to say.
This
He's
looks
got a little
good.
he's got his little pointy Eddie from the Munsters
the
pointy
little widow's
hair.
peak.
Widow's Peak, yeah, and he's got his fangs. I don't know. Anyway,
That Hatbox Ghost Sipper, man. That's been on my list of items to get for a while. I remember the first time they released it, Larry tried to go get it, and it was such a nightmare because of how they were distributing it, and so he was never able to get one. They were always out of stock. And so since the first release of it, I've been wanting this one. So hopefully I can finally get my hands on this one.
Right. Okay. Now Oogie Boogie Bash, I guess.
Yes.
So there's some new spooky villains at
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie Bash.
So
They're so spooky.
a couple of weeks ago,
One of them's really spooky.
I don't really remember when we talked about it, or
Right?
if we did. Was it just in our text thread, or did we talk about on the podcast the teaser that we saw for Oogie Boogie Bash?
I
when they
think
released
we
the new
talked about the
villains?
teaser. That was before all our
Yeah.
massive
We
Okay,
didn't know who it was.
right.
D23 talk.
Okay, so we were speculating, obviously, from the hints in the teaser that we were going to be getting Dr. Doofenshmirtz and that we were getting Hades as well as a couple of the new villains. And we were correct, just like a lot of other people speculated. The clues were fairly obvious
Right.
for us, so we were able to figure it out pretty quickly. Hades looks amazing.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
agreed.
Amazing. I love the effect that they've added to him as he's talking and he gets all angry. Like his hair turns red and everything looks like it's on fire.
Right.
Spot on. I love it. Well done, Imagineering.
Yep.
Best villain so far. Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Oh my goodness.
Someone hates us.
Someone hates fun. And
I am going to...
pleasant dreams.
I want to say that it was Mel who said it's kind of what nightmares are made of, or it's like...
It's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, it's nightmare fuel.
It is.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a quick photo of Dr. D at DCA.
He's a face character. He's got prosthetics on and everything. And my biggest thing was, I think he's worked on the voice since the teaser that was announced. But, you know, Doofenshmirtz traditionally, he sounds like this. Or I did a bad job. Ignore that one. That was a bad one. How does he sound? He sounds like...
I mean, that's pretty...
Hey, the platypus, I'm coming over here and doing a thing kind of like this. And I'm kind of lazy talking, and it's kind of like that.
I mean,
And
that's pretty dead on, man. That's already
And-
better than the one that was in the park.
so the guy in the park sounds like this. He goes, well, hello, my name is Heinz Doofenshmirtz, and I am looking
gosh,
for
his face.
Perry's the platypus, and I am just over here, and I'm German, apparently, for some reason. I don't know. He kind of sounds like that, at least in
Yeah.
the teaser trailer.
So it's funny because when the images and the videos of this face character started to pop up, somebody tagged Dan Povenmire and they asked him, like, what do you think of the Dr. Doofenshmirtz that's at California Adventure for Oogie Boogie Bash? And his response was a video of himself in front of him talking to Dr. Doofenshmirtz as Dr. Doofenshmirtz. And I think, like, overall, like, I get it, right? But the uncanny valleyness of this character as a face is just so disturbing.
It's just so scary.
It's
Like,
like one of
it's-
those things
like
where
they
it should
did-
have been a mask.
They
Yes.
did such
Just leave it.
they did such a good job of doing it. Like, it's just horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing, like, I get it. It's because the facial features are so exaggerated to match the animated version that it doesn't seem like a regular person, right? But
Okay,
because
so-
there's enough of a regular person, it's like you said, it's nightmare fuel.
So what if they were to have that maze that we've been talking about? It would fit.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
It's just a Halloween maze and just Doofenshmirtz keep popping up. It's like, blah!
Hey, it would,
Barry
it
the
would work.
platypus, is that you?
My Destroyinator, here I come!
See, you
just
should have been doing
imagine.
the voice.
I'll do the
Like, you
voice.
do it. You should- we
Like,
could've
it'll
let
be
you
like
do it.
Singing in the Rain, where it's like behind the curtain doing the voice.
Yes, that's what we should have done. I need to take this picture down because I can't. Wait, I can't keep watching this.
He's so scary.
He is
scary.
So the quick list of all the villains this year on the treat trails, we have returning. We have Sid, Very, very boring yokai, which I think they should get rid of. Agatha's
Tell me how
back.
you really feel about yokai, Ed.
Boring. Snooze.
Like, just too repetitive.
Who cares? I'd rather it be like
the nanobots.
Like, I'd rather it be the guy, like, the without the mask. Like, I think that would be more interesting than
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
the, like, professor whatever. Also returning the fan favorite Ernesto de la Cruz. We have Oogie Boogie, of course. My favorite, I'm so glad they didn't get rid of him, Judge Doom.
Yay.
There is a little change with him this year that his shoe prop is now in a cage hanging over the dip. I think there must have.
Interesting.
My guess is there was a little too much wear and tear on the shoe prop and having to dip it in the dip and all this stuff. And people kept yelling at him to dip it in the dip. So they just tied it up in a cage above the dip. And then I think it kind of shakes or whatever. Every once in a while, but
We were
it's
lucky.
still the same set. Like, I didn't think they were gonna. I had a lot of confidence that Judge Doom was safe because of the detail of the set that they did last year. And also returning, we have Madam Mim, who is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then of course Hades, which we mentioned, and Dr. D. Those are all the ones in the treat trails, and then I think the standard other villains either in the parade or in the on Buena Vista Street. They have some, villain meet and greets and throughout.
Yeah.
It looks like they might have gotten rid of. There used to be, unless maybe this video I'm watching missed it or the people missed it. There used to be one along the backside of
Water?
the backside of Grizzly, like that back
Yeah.
pathway and
the backside of water.
Backside of water. It was like the Evil Queen one year and Mother Gothel, I think, another year.
It was the one by the waterfall?
it was like by the smoking area. If you know
Yeah.
where that
Oh.
is.
Towards the
Like-
end.
Like you would walk at the entrance of Grizzly to go, and you go past the waterfall, and the treat trail was through there.
Maybe
and then
they
the little
didn't want the
stage
smoke.
was over in the smoking area. I think the smoking area was where the smoking area used to be. It doesn't exist anymore. They don't have it. Smoking isn't allowed in the
They
parks
didn't want
anymore.
the smoke.
I guess. I don't know. Now I have to do some more research. But anyway, the villains are cool, and Dr. D is scary.
Very much so. Yeah, they I'm just gonna keep saying it. The Hades is just
It's great.
the best.
I think they did a fantastic job.
Yeah. I can't keep looking at this Doofenshmirtz without feeling like I need to go see a Exorcist or something.
I mean, the Hades, like, if you look at it close, is scary, but because it's not, like, trying to replicate, like, being a, like, human being, and Hades
Right.
is supposed to be, like, a mystic...
A light version.
He's got, like, gray skin and scary teeth
That's
and all
what I'm
this stuff.
saying.
It's
like
not...
it
it's more
looks like
believable.
the animated version, but
Right.
it feels like the animated version come to life. Whereas Doofenshmirtz has just enough, like his eyes are too squishy, right? Like there's just enough human in there that it's disturbing. So, anyway, can we talk about other villains coming to Disney Plus? One in particular,
Who?
the one that it was all along.
Oh. It took me a while. I'm like, yes.
Is that the song? Am I doing the wrong song?
That sounds more like the Munsters, but
Oh,
it's
that
okay.
is
We'll
the
take
Monsters thing.
It's close enough.
It's more like the
Close
Munsters,
enough.
but you know.
It wasn't more like the Monsters. It's exactly the Monsters.
Okay. Andrew sent us this. No, Mel sent this to us. I'll let you intro this as we move forward with the rest
Another
of
Melissa
these.
talking. Oh.
I know.
So this
I'm
was
making
actually
up.
what Mel sent us. Mel, intro this for us and bring us into this one.
Okay, so you first see this and you're thinking, hey, that looks familiar. Those lips. I mean, if you've seen the movie Rocky Horror Picture Show, you would know the famous lips that are on the poster. Which was like, wow, wait a minute. Yes, I remember. Well, we all remember when Disney acquired Fox and the whole rumors of who was going to be a Disney princess, who was going to do this, who was going to everything from Anastasia to the craziest theory of Frankenfurter, Dr. Frankenfurter, being a Disney princess or a Disney queen. The theory is confirmed with this poster.
Boom. We're calling it
mean,
official.
Why not? Why not? Now, if I'm wrong, hey, that's cool. I like to be corrected. It's all good. So right now, this is what we're saying.
So what we're saying is they're gonna have like the Disney princess line. It's gonna be like all the dolls, and it's gonna be Belle and Ariel and Tiana and Mulan and Frankenfurter and
According to this
Anna
poster,
and
yes.
Elsa and Anastasia and
According to this poster, yes.
I will buy that. I
I
don't
would
really
too.
care about the like princesses, but if they have all of them and then there's also Frankenfurter in there,
You got it.
that'll sell out real fast, and that will also make a lot of people on the internet mad.
Yes.
Or
But
happy.
also a lot of people on the internet happy.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
The internet will do what it does.
yeah, we'll break even in the end.
Right. But this is
Right.
just one of multiple posters
Yeah. I
that
think there's
they
about
released
5.
for the like premiere. Like I don't know when it premieres, but
Yeah.
September 18th. It says right there.
Here's the next one.
This one
This
looks
is
like
cool.
a tarot card or something. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, but I have no idea. I have no idea what the parody
Because
is.
the first one's like a parody. This one I couldn't find. I was trying to find. Some people are saying like Midsommar. Some people are saying, what was the other one? I can't even find the other. I was trying to find what people were saying. I don't. People are not sure if maybe not all of them are supposed to be parodies, but some of
Just
them
the style
definitely
is
are.
awesome.
Again, I'll use the word just a vibe. I feel like I feel so like inauthentic saying that. Like I'm not supposed to say it.
No,
It feels like
can say
when
it.
I was younger and I was scared of going into Hot Topic or like Spencer's
Aw.
Gifts because they're so edgy. And I was like, I'm not supposed to be in Hot Topic when Hot Topic was all like, leather spiky bracelets and stuff.
Yep.
And now it's just like a story by Funko Pops.
Dude, you should wear spikes and leather.
All right, rock and roll. I'll get like
Let's
a
do it.
eyebrow
Imagine.
piercing that connects with a chain to my nose piercing.
Well, they do have fake ones.
Yeah, I'll go.
That
as
could be your
like,
Halloween
You want a septum
costume.
I'll,
piercing?
I'll go as like I don't know, Fallout Boy Andrew or whatever for Halloween.
I like it.
Or
I like it.
My Chemical Romance Andrew.
Oh my
That's-
gosh.
Yes. Yes, do it. All right.
Anyway, let's move on to
So,
the next one.
Next poster is this one.
This one is definitely people are posting as
SVU,
True
right?
Detective.
Oh, it's True Detective.
No, yeah, True Detective.
Ah.
Matthew
Oh yeah, with the
McConaughey,
glasses
Woody
in the
Harrelson.
back. Yeah.
It's the pose. I've seen one where it's side by side. It's a True Detective parody.
Can I just comment and say how happy I am that Aubrey Plaza is a part of this? Like,
Right.
I love Aubrey Plaza so much. Like, I just think she's so damn funny. Like, I mean, I know she brings other talents and the quips in the dark humor that are gonna be a part of this. I think is what I'm looking forward to the most as part of this series. Like from her especially. I don't know. I'm pretty happy that she's a part of it.
Right.
Let's see. Next one is
This weird puppeteer. Now, people are saying this is Babadook. And I looked up all the Babadook posters, and none of them looked like this, except it was like in black and white and like sketchy. So I don't know what this puppeteering kind of poster is looking at. If it's the Babadook, I guess. I don't know. I hope I'm saying that right, and it's not the Babadook. I don't know.
No, you're fine.
The boobop badoobadop.
well, there's an old. I mean, there is a Puppet Master movie, but there was the Master
Maybe it's just Metallica's Master of Puppets.
I'm gonna go with no, but
You're gonna go with no.
only because I still have a beef with Metallica. But that's a story for another day.
I'm gonna have to say no.
I'm gonna have to say no on that one. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of other posters, especially one. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it's an old movie. Yeah, I did a quick Google search to see if I could find it, but it's not coming up. I don't remember what it's called. But I mean, this one looks horrifying. Right. This is also very Werewolf by Night, by the way.
Yeah.
So I really dig this one. I like this one a lot. And then there's this one here.
This one, folks are saying it looks a lot like the Evil Dead cabin, or like in a similar vein to the Evil Dead cabin, which is just kind of like a rundown cabin. So maybe that takes place. There is a rundown cabin in
the woods.
The show, and that's like just what this is. There are like some sort of like flames or something going on the top there of the cabin. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It looks like blue, flamey kind of witch magic.
Yeah.
And a moon, and Agatha's walking in.
It's a great poster too.
That's a good poster. I tell you what.
Have
These are all
they released,
good posters.
Aside from the teaser posters and what we've seen, is there any new trailers or any more information about what the show is about?
I don't think so. I think it's been very, very secretive.
So, from what we're getting here with these posters, are you thinking that we're probably going to get something similar to WandaVision, where every episode may not be a different decade, but it's like a different horror film that they're parodying?
I hope so.
That's
that would be fun.
Yeah. It seems like it may be kind of, WandaVision-esque, where, we're seeing the different eras, that Agatha apparently has lived in, because she's apparently really old. And
that
it's
makes
from the
sense.
Salem witch trials.
That makes
and
a
so
lot
That
of
makes
it's like
sense
her
because-
throughout her life in her different careers, like being a police detective apparently, and whatever else. So I'm assuming it kind of chronicles her life throughout. I'm assuming starting somewhere around the Salem witch trials. I don't know if that's exactly. I don't know the background of Agatha, but starting there, which is what is that, the 1700s, 1600s, so you have a good 400 some odd years to play with there, in a bunch of different situations and time periods. References, cultural things. It looks like it's mostly I would have to say, in the 1900s to early 2000s, through modern day, if the posters are to be believed. But that's kind of my play on it, is we're going to Agatha through the years.
I like that theory a lot. It fits really well with what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and it does fit, it kind of fits nicely with, because this is sort of a spin-off of WandaVision, that we can kind of still keep the, we're in different time period and situation mode, but without using the same device as it's a TV show in a different time period. We can, or a sitcom in a different time period. This is just we are in a different time period, but it does seem like it's going to be around horror movies of some sort, or thriller and horror movies of some sort.
Mel, did you? I think it sounded like you were gonna jump in with a thought as well when we were.
Oh, I was. You guys pointed out while you guys were talking about the different horror movies and stuff. I wonder if that's why we saw the demon girl, who I thought would have been Reagan from The Exorcist.
Oh,
so I wonder if that's. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at for more information to see. Yep.
I think this theory is panning out fairly well. I think you're right. I think that is what it's going to turn into. And if that's what it is, oh man, I already love this show way more than like after the trailer, I remember I was so in. And now I'm like so in. I'm adding a so because I'm so in now.
Well, I guess we only have, 2-ish weeks
right?
to wait.
Yeah.
If that. I'm bad at math.
That's about
But
it.
it's coming
Yeah, you're
out
good.
soon. And, if they're releasing weekly, we'll know soon enough whether our theories are proved correct or not.
I'm going with it. I'm putting the money on it. We're doing it.
Frankenfurter doll coming soon in the Disney Princess line. Elsa, Aurora,
Boom.
Frankenfurter,
All
Princess
of the princesses.
Leia.
All of them.
Perfect.
I don't know. I can't think of any other weird ones.
Well, I think that's where we're going to wrap up this episode. Hey, before we wrap up, Mel, you have your show coming up. It's this weekend, right?
It is. It's this weekend.
The weekend this show releases. If people still want to buy stuff from you, because I'm sure we have listeners that don't live in the area, they live in other states, if they want to buy your stuff, how can they find you? Where can they buy it? How can they get in contact with you?
Well, I have an Etsy shop, so if you were to go on Etsy, or actually you could just go to my Instagram profile. I'll have the link there for my Etsy shop. I do have an event this weekend, so if anything were to be left over, of course I'll put it on my Etsy shop. If you are interested in seeing like other things, I'm still making a few things, but I would say follow me on Threads because I am posting a lot of like work in progress pieces, and that's always fun because you get to see the mess and different things of like fur flying or whatever. It's usually that.
I love
So
it.
yeah.
Every time I see you post something new, I get excited. You posted that cat, and
Yeah.
I would. Do you have it on here? No, it's on Threads.
I
It's
do.
not- oh, it is on here. Look at this. Oh no, what is it? Come on.
I mean, I could show it in the camera
It's okay.
too.
Boom. Oh yeah, bring it
There
up on
you go.
camera real quick. Can we see it live? Look at that. It looks so good.
It looks so fuzzy.
And then I see Mel post this on Threads, and she's like, "Nah, it's not finished. I still have to do." I was like, "What is there not to finish? That looks amazing."
It's just little tiny things. That's all it is.
I get it. I get it. So anyway, if you are interested in following Mel, the Odd Mouse Shop, or as I like to say, the Odd Mouse
fine.
Shoppy.
Shoppy's
On
fine.
Instagram, make sure that you're following her, and then on Etsy, make sure that you check out the Odd Mouse Shoppy. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can purchase from Mel. I own one of these, and it is
He
one of my
does.
favorite pieces ever. The Hatbox Ghost, awesome. Mine glows in the dark.
Mine is on the Christmas tree. I put
Yeah?
mine on my Christmas tree.
Oh, is it?
Ornament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine, I usually, because I got mine with the clip or with a pin, I actually put it on my hat, and it usually
Nice.
like accompanies me on my hat sometimes.
And I have a Big Al magnet that is now on my desk at work. I get a look at because I have a magnety desk.
Boom.
Yeah.
A magnety desk and Teams all in the same week.
Yeah.
What a world we live in.
Yeah, I could put Disney on Hulu on Disney Plus.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Hulu
All
on
right.
Disney Plus.
That's it. We're gonna
Also,
wrap
the
it up.
xenomorph can be in the box set with the princesses. I had to look up some more.
Done.
There's a queen xenomorph.
Done.
There we go.
All right. Do we have a Quizzing coming up this week?
No, that was last week.
That was last week. All right.
So next week.
Next week. All right. Well, if you haven't heard the last episode of Quizzing Land, make sure that you go check it out. Remind everybody what's on that episode.
Oh, there's just a few things. I think we talked about some stuff that was really fun, and I'm definitely not trying to delay for time at all to bring up the post from Instagram to remind me what the heck we talked about.
It doesn't sound
That's
like you're doing that to
definitely
me.
not like what I'm doing, but
Probably not,
we
no.
talked about Steamboat Willie.
Right.
We talked about some famous directors that worked for Disney. What I'm calling sports films, and a question on parades, something kind of connected to parades. So you'll have to
and we all
jump over
love
there and
parades.
see. Yeah, parades.
So, all right. That is it. That is going to wrap up this episode. Remember to join us over on Discord. If you haven't joined the community, you could continue the conversation there. Leave us a comment. Tell us which family member from the Madrigals you would like to see next at DCA. And again, tell us why it's Antonio. And
whatever, I forgot the guy's
that's
name
it.
already.
Remember, Teamboat Willie, raising money. We're going to conquer cancer one way or another. And we're going to do it with every gift and donation that you can help us out with. So teamboatwillie.com. Anything else before we wrap up?
Nope, we're good.
Thumbs
Stay
up.
cool.
All right. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Stay
Until next
cool.
time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.